Hey, what's up everyone? Tim here. So for today's tutorial, we're learning how to tie the double tatted bar paracord bracelet. And that's this pattern here. So this one is almost like a series of repeating cow's hitch knots. It's very interesting when you look at it. It has these sort of negative spaces. The origin of this knot is from the Ashley Book of Knots. And there's a backside there. Using two colors for this one, we're doing moss and rust. That's pretty cool. Of course, it is the knot and loop method. Okay, so if you guys like the look of this one, I suggest you try it out. It's pretty easy to do. And that being said, let's get into it. Alright guys, so I've got my paracord ready. Got my spine pre-tied off as usual, my diamond knot. And of course, if you don't know how to do that, I will annotate the tutorial in this video. Okay, and I've got two colors here. I'm using rust and moss. Pretty interesting new colors that I got in. And I've already pre-melted them together. Okay, they're joined there. So I'm going to start off. I've got 4 feet of each color, and my overall length from the tip of my loop to the end of my knot is about 8 or 8.5 inches. So 4 feet of each color. Okay. So first things first, we're going to take our core, put it in front of our 2 strands here, and we're just going to tie a simple, bow knot. That kind of knot you tie when you're tying your shoelaces. So just that over under. I'm going to make sure our core is through the center there. Okay, so that just tie that off like that. Very simple, like that. Okay. Of course, you want to try to keep the melted end behind, right behind the core there. That's right. That's where we should be. So we're going to start off. It doesn't really matter which side you start on. I guess because I have a bit more brown showing here, I'm going to start off with the moss. So first thing you're going to do is take the strand and lay it across the core like that. And create a loop on this side. Then you're going to bring this strand behind your core and put it through the loop. Okay, so we're going to bring it behind and through the loop like that. And then we're going to pull and cinch that shut. Okay. Just going to get it closed. The first knot's not going to be the prettiest, of course. Right, so that's where it should be right now. Okay, next we're going to work with that same strand. This time, instead of going in front, we're going to go behind and create another loop like that. And then we're going to go in front of it this time and then go through the loop like that. Okay, so that's what you should be. And then, of course, we're going to cinch it shut. Okay, I'm going to pull this tight like that. So as you can see, we formed our first knot. And that's pretty much the knot that you'll be tying. Just going to make sure my loop is the right size, okay? And then you're just going to alternate, all right? So now we're going to do the opposite side. And again, just to show you. So again, first loop in front of your core, and then behind it and through the loop you just created. Okay, like that. That's the first step. And again, this time we're going to go loop behind like that, and then we're going to go in front through the loop you created. So it's kind of like in front, behind, then behind, in front, if you want to think of it that way. Okay, and then we just cinch and pull tight. All right, so that's our first 2 knots, as you can see there. Very simple. And then we're just going to continue all the way down our spine. So I'll just do one more just to show you real quick. So again, in front, behind, pull tight, like that. Okay, and then behind, and then in front, like that. Okay, so now just a quick pointer. See, there's going to be these kind of outer strands here. I think the key to getting this bracelet to look good is to have these at a sort of consistent spacing. So you don't want some that are too far out or some that are too tight in. I'd say, you know, consistency and consistent weave is what makes the bracelet look good, right? So for the future ones, the first ones will always be a little shorter, but for future ones you want to keep them the same. I might actually go back and tighten that one up. But anyways, I'll show you what I mean. Just we'll do one more. Behind and in front. That. This one behind and front. Okay. Just like that. Okay, so what I mean is, see how I actually made, seems like this loop on this side that's sticking out is a little bit smaller, so you might want to keep these consistent. Like this one's probably a little bit too big. Alright, but anyways, you guys get the point. That's the knot. You'll just repeat that over and over until we get to the end, and I'll show you guys how to finish it off. Alright, so I'm done weaving. Alright, made my way down my core. And there's nothing special to finishing this one off. You're simply just going to end your knots on your last two knots that you've stopped at. You're just going to snip and singe the excess, and of course snip and singe the excess off your stopper knot. Just make sure you tie these last two knots very tight so that when you snip off the excess it doesn't unravel on you, and make sure you melt it before it goes anywhere, okay? Right, so I'm just going to snip off the excess, and then we'll be finished. Alright, and there we have it, guys, we're done. So again, here's a close-up look, the double tatted bar, and we've snipped and singed the excess there, of course on the stopper knot too. There's the back side there. So overall, really nice design on this one. I like how it has these sort of negative spaces in it. So overall, very simple but a very nice looking design. Okay, I think it's very comfortable to wear too. It's quite thin. Alright, so I hope I've explained everything clearly and concisely. If you guys have any questions, comments, or any difficulties, please feel free to leave a comment down below. Be sure to get back to you as soon as I can. I want to thank you guys for watching, and please be sure to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more paracord tutorial videos, right? Thanks guys, bye.